This is your module on sales promotion, the last part of Chapter 13. Let's review, to start, the definition of sales promotion. Sales promotion is any tool that is designed to deliver a short-term spike in sales. And that is very different from advertising, which is focused on creating awareness or long-term brand image, or PR, which is designed to focus on long-term relationships and goodwill and good news coverage. As you can see on the final bullet here, sales promotions programs can focus on either the consumers, who are the end users, channel members such as retailers or wholesalers, and even employees within the company. The chapter starts with a discussion of trade promotions. As the next slide shows, the word trade essentially refers to channel members and intermediaries. These include retailers and wholesalers. If you look at the primary bullets on this slide, what you'll see is that we've covered several of these trade promotion tools previously in class. For example, we saw the film on slotting fees and how manufacturers pay retailers to gain access to shelf space. Other tools that fall in this category of essentially giving retailers a financial incentive to carry the manufacturer's product includes any sort of financial discount. These are called allowances in the distribution channel. Merchandise allowances would be something like buy 10 cases and get 2 free. Case allowances might be buy 10 and get a 10% discount. We've also covered cooperative advertising in our advertising section, and the idea behind the manufacturer providing funds for the retailer to advertise is to create a situation where the retailer's interests become more aligned with the manufacturer's interest in promoting specific manufacturer's products that the retailer carries. Underneath the third bullet, as you can see, manufacturers frequently attend industry trade shows where the purpose of the trade show is to introduce retailers about their new products for the coming year. A couple of the most important trade shows that I'm aware of are the big industry outdoor show in Salt Lake City every August that all of the outdoor manufacturers display their new products, and primarily retailers attend that show. The other one is the Consumer Electronics Show held in California, and that program essentially is designed to allow manufacturers in the electronics industry to showcase their coming products to retailers for the coming year. Manufacturers also give retailers specialty items that are essentially logo wear and logo gear that the manufacturers give the retailers to wear and create an incentive to, again, market their products. Point of purchase materials refer to signs, displays, and banners that manufacturers give to retailers to use in their store. And we've also covered contests that manufacturers give to both retailers as well as their own salespeople and retail salespeople to give them incentives to push the product. We called these SPIFs, which are direct cash payments from the manufacturer to the retailer salesperson. The next slide showcases the different categories of sales promotions that can be focused on end users. And as you see here, some of these promotions are focused on changing the value equation for consumers so that the denominator essentially is lowered to give them a greater perception of value. Now, there are some consumers in the market who are extremely deal prone, which means they take advantage of coupons, price deals, rebates, refunds more commonly than other segments of consumers. Technology has allowed the focus of these price-based promotions to be more specifically targeted to those customers. And in fact, there's a very interesting phenomenon called super couponers, and these are a segment of customers that essentially are so aggressive in pursuing deals that oftentimes they can walk out of a grocery store with a basket full of items that they maybe broke even on. We've talked quite a bit about loyalty programs in class. These are customer relationship management programs, and one reason they're categorized as price-based is because essentially these loyalty programs allow consumers to earn points, and then they get a freebie at the end of some time period when they've accumulated enough points. Bonus packs are items on the shelf where the consumer gets a deal by buying more of the product at the regular price. So a package might say 25% more at the same price. So again, that changes the value equation. Attention-getting consumer promotions are designed to give consumers an incentive to try the product. So any sort of a contest or sweepstakes, these are pretty common. Coca-Cola around March Madness. Premiums are gift with purchase that we've talked about previously. For example, we talked about the free gun if you sign up for the satellite down at the Hamilton, I think it was a Radio Shack dealer. And sampling is giving free products to consumers so that they can experience the product. The next two slides give examples of all of these types of consumer promotions. Where I would like to go with this discussion is to talk about some of the serious drawbacks that companies face when they over-rely on sales promotion in their marketing communications mix. As you can see on the slide labeled Concerns in Using Sales Promotion, your book, in my estimation, does not discuss extensively enough the serious drawbacks to using sales promotion. Think all the way back to the start of the semester with Phil Cowdell's talk, where he said, why is it that U.S. car companies worry that their cars are not as well regarded as cars from international competitors? And he said, when you look at the ads they run, the ads are always focused on deals, financial deals. And this essentially creates a situation where car companies from the U.S. are not considered to be worth full price. American consumers have been trained or conditioned by the manufacturers to only buy when those products are on deal. And from a manufacturing perspective, that's a problem because, as we'll see in the last video clip that I'm going to be doing, actually it's not a video clip, it's a recording, we're going to focus a little more on brand equity. In addition to diluting brand equity, sales promotions create what's called a sales promotion trap. Another word for this trap is called a prisoner's dilemma that you maybe have heard of previously. If two people are arrested for a crime and they're interrogated separately, essentially the first person has the option to either rat out his partner and get a light sentence or continue to profess his innocence. And the second person has the same dilemma. What this means is that because the other person doesn't exactly know if his partner is going to rat on him or not, they both end up ratting on each other and they both end up going to jail. Now, how does this prisoner's dilemma, which is commonly used as a metaphor for competitive dynamics in business, relate to sales promotion? Essentially, the manufacturer who doesn't use sales promotion because they want to focus on brand equity oftentimes feels that their competitors who excessively rely on brand promotion get the short-term spike in sales, and it leads to a situation where each competitor feels like they have to rely on sales promotion or they're going to miss out on sales that their competitor steals from them. Think about the pizza market in Missoula. Again, there's only a couple restaurants in town where people are willing to pay full price for pizza. But mostly we look for whichever deal is the best deal, and that's who we rely on. Now, we as consumers love these deals, but if manufacturers ultimately are not making sufficient profit margin to cover their costs of doing business, those deals create a downward spiral in the industry, and it becomes coupons are the lowest common denominator for a sales tactic. It's much more effective for a company to position on its unique position and differentiation in the market, its unique selling proposition, rather than only rely on financial incentives. For sake of time, I'm going to skip the next bullet, but essentially it deals with the ratio of price to variable cost and how much a price change will change the quantity of products sold. I know that after we covered Chapter 11, this is something that you should be able to get your head around. Okay, what does this mean that sales promotions borrows from future sales? Because I don't have the whiteboard, I can't draw you a graph, but essentially what I'd like you to visualize is on the vertical axis of a graph is sales, and on the horizontal axis of the graph is time. Essentially, when a company decides to offer a sales promotion in the market, let's say, for example, that it's a buy three, get one free, a BOGO, buy one, get one. Consumers end up stockpiling, meaning they buy more today than they're actually going to use this week. And so we get that short-term spike in sales. But what happens in the next week or the next month or the next quarter? For goods that consumers can stockpile, which is true for a lot of consumer products, Coca-Cola, toilet paper, lotion, cereal, all that sales promotion spike has done is it's borrowed from future sales. And when the sales promotion ends, the company experiences what's called a post-promotion dip, where the sales level actually drops below the level before the promotion started. And how long that dip lasts is a function of how severe the stockpiling behavior was. Companies need to be very concerned that if they're going to be offering an incentive to stockpile with their financial sales promotions, that they better be ready to take that post-promotion dip. And finally, companies have very loyal customers who are oftentimes willing to pay full price, but because it's hard to segment our sales promotions to only the deal-prone consumers or brand switchers, oftentimes our customers who are willing to pay full price end up getting the discount. And this oftentimes means that companies haven't thought through carefully who their most important and best customers are and matched their marketing programs to those customers. A few other issues to consider in sales promotion are things that we've already talked about in terms of this chapter. Ultimately, companies should be focused on offering deals that stimulate loyalty to the product. And if the deals overshadow what the product is, then that's not necessarily a good sales promotion. For example, when somebody's going to get a free gun for signing up for Dish, we would say that the reinforcement here is actually the gift with purchase rather than the actual product. And when the deal ends, consumers are likely to not necessarily believe that the product was worth it or something that they care deeply about. Companies always have to make sure that their sales promotions go hand in hand with why their product is unique, to focus on loyalty to the product. That's related to, does the offer reinforce the brand? And then we've talked about wasted coverage. When a company delivers a sales promotion message, who does that offer reach? If it's a buy one get one and it's advertised, that might bring in new customers, but it might only reach current customers. If deals are offered only at the point of purchase, that might reach existing customers who have a shopping list, but perhaps not new customers. The issue of who the offer reaches will help a company know if it's profitable or not. This is the end of the sales promotion section.